Okay, now we're deciding between Alexis
Sign
Red
me up.
and your bae, Sheena. Welcome back to the Paige Show. Today I am joined with special guest, Robby Hayes.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome. This is so exciting. So you were on The Bachelorette. Can you tell me a little bit about that experience? It's
an experience not many people will ever really truly understand. I think that's one reason you see all of us kind of hang out together afterwards. And you know, I lived with 3 or 4 other people that have been on the show before, because it's such a tight-knit family and you go through something that no one else really understands. And so, with that being said, I loved my experience on The Bachelorette. I got to go spend 2 weeks in Uruguay, 2 weeks in Thailand, 2 weeks in Argentina, some time in China. Like the people I met and the places I got to go, regardless of how much the heartbreak at the end hurt, was worth it all.
So you got into hosting and doing stuff in the world of entertainment. You are starting your own company. So what kind of motivated you to go into the world of business?
I've always been business-minded. I mean, I have 4 degrees, you know, finance, real estate, and then a master's in finance. So school's been a big part of my life. Education's been a big part of my life. And the business life is just one I wanted to lead. And I think that from The Bachelorette and my business background, I was able to bring forth Rubella. And what Rubella is it's a creative marketing agency. We like to call ourselves adventure capitalists.
Awesome.
Because we go on adventures and we capitalize.
Yeah.
So we've been kind of bridging the gap between brands and influencers. We get brands to sponsor the trips, and we go out to, you know, Hawaii, St. Thomas Virgin Islands, Nicaragua, Oslo, Norway. That's all planned this summer, right?
Yeah.
To create this content for these brands that they'll in turn use for their magazines, their catalogs, their websites, their social medias, and thus having our influencers also promote them. They get all the exposure that we have through our agency. So it makes a whole lot of sense, and 2 things I love are business and travel, and I get to do both with that.
And you combine it.
Take the platform that The Bachelorette gave me, and we're one big happy agency.
It's like the best of both worlds.
Right? Adventure capitalists.
So how did you come up with the name Rubella?
I wanted, you know, our talent to be able to strive to be a part of something. So we have Rubella. At the front of it, we have Rebel. And at the back of it, we have Bella, which means beauty. So our male talent, when we open that division down the road, will be the Rebels, and the girl talent will be the Bella girls, the beauty girls.
I want to be a Bella girl.
You already are. Paige was our first.
I'm the first Bella girl ever.
Our milestone.
Now you have to take me on every trip.
Bella girls, at Bella girls.
At Bella girls on Instagram. I will link it down in the bio below.
Yeah, a little background. Rubella took Paige as one of our talents to Hawaii. Kauai.
And the first day we were there, we ended up, it was drizzling a little bit.
A little bit.
Scaled a mountain through mud.
I think we did about 14, 15 miles of hiking that whole in 4 or 5 days.
So it's not just like you would expect, oh, I'm gonna go on vacation and just chill on a beach and take glamorous photos. It's like you actually get to experience and live life, and we also gave back and did philanthropy stuff too. So it's really an amazing thing to be a part of.
So there's lots of experiences that we'll do because we got to get the shots that we need to find. The reason it's such an easy pitch to brands is because brands are already reaching out to me, right? As a platform to promote their products. I'll turn around and say, hey, look, instead of me taking your watch and going in my backyard and taking a selfie with it, how about I take your watch, put them on these 5 influencers, get you 5 different posts from 5 different audiences, and then we'll call it a deal.
And I feel like brands are always wanting something that's like new and creative and innovative, and travel photography and cinematography is becoming such a big thing now.
Yeah, especially when you mix in the influencers with social media influencing. I think we're just at the tip of the iceberg. You know, it's obviously taken off over the last 3 years. You see more and more. The Bachelorette, for example, every season gets more and more followers. It just keeps picking up, and you can see it. And that's something we bring to the table, but we also, like you said, bring the philanthropy chair. So every trip we take, the last 2 days, we're gonna give back to a local grassroots community type of charitable foundation. And out in Kauai, right before we visited, they saw 50 inches of rain and flood, and 3.5 feet up to the houses were ruined. We were tearing out drywall, doing all that, repairing homes from the flood. So they were grateful, and it's cool to see their return to us after we go out there and do something for them.
Definitely.
They need a lot of help, and I'm glad that we were able to do a little something for them. We also posted the video, and there is a link raising money.
Yes.
I think on both of our profiles.
Correct. And it will also be in the bio down here. We really want to give back to the island that showed us such a good time, and it's an amazing cause, and I think it's great to give back and do our part.
That's what it's all about. We're visiting your community. We're going to give back to your community for allowing us to come do our thing here.
So, Robby.
Yes.
Are you single?
I'm very single.
You're very single.
Very single.
So you're technically a rebel, right?
I'm a rebel.
And I think I need to find you a Bella.
All right, let's do it.
Let's play a game.
Okay, what game are we playing?
So I'm gonna show you 2 eligible bachelorettes.
Ooh, okay.
And you're gonna pick one or the other.
All right.
Swipe left or right.
Swipe left, swipe right. Got it.
Bachelorette Tinder, but not real life. Who knows? We'll see where this goes.
Maybe one day.
So, first bachelorette is Becca Tilley.
Becca.
Okay, so you can pick between Miss Becca or Alexis Wren.
Huh.
That was a good reaction.
Am I swiping right? I want her.
Alexis. Okay,
I'm not on enough
sorry,
dating apps
Becca.
to know which side.
Okay, now we're deciding between Alexis
Sign me
Wren
up.
and your bae, Sheena.
Sheena and I have decided that we are better off as friends, best off as
Besties.
friends. And I agree. Alexis Wren it is.
Alexis Wren.
It's hot right now.
Okay, it's gonna get harder.
I
don't
bet.
know.
I
We'll see if Alexis sticks around. Alexis Wren or Gigi Hadid.
Woo! Give me Alexis Wren.
Really?
I just feel like she'd be less high maintenance.
That is true.
It's easier to deal with, easier
Okay,
to
your
see,
last one.
travel.
Alexis Wren or Kendall Jenner?
Alexis Wren, same reason.
Oh my God.
Alexis Wren wins.
Alexis Wren, Robby is single, slide in the DMs.
Get in there, Alexis.
He's a good guy. He's a good dog
Is
dad.
she single?
I think so. There's no more
Should
Jay.
have done your research here.
There's no more Jay.
I'm sure she was
There are
swiped
no
up pretty
signs.
quick though.
There are no signs that she has a boy.
Well, hey, I would love that. If you're in LA,
Robby.
dinner's on me.
Dinner's on Robby. He'll cook for you.
I do cook.
He's a good cook.
I'm a very good cook.
So who's your biggest inspiration?
Probably my dad, you know, I grew up a swimmer. It took all of my time, literally 5.5 hours a day. Practice in the morning for 2.5 hours, practice at night for 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Just going. And in the 18 years I did it, he never missed a swim meet. Whether he was driving 15 hours from Florida to Boston or whatever, he was right behind the bus with our team, always there, never missed it. And we have 5 kids, we all swam.
Yeah.
So he had to go do that for them too. So definitely my dad, you know, he's hardworking, he runs the Southeast Division of his construction company. He's just,
Biggest supporter.
all my teammates called him Coach
further
Hayes
away.
because he was just like another coach. He was
That's
always
so
there.
awesome.
So yeah, my parents are my world.
So let's talk swimming.
Alright.
You were a swimmer forever.
I was.
In college.
Yep.
And then Olympic
trials. Yep. So
Which is
I
amazing.
I swam since I was 4 years old. Basically, I had too much energy. My parents wanted to wear me out so that I'd go to bed at night. So they put me in the pool, and you know, I ended up being very good at it. And I kind of realized that in middle school, when 6th and 7th grade, I was taking the activities bus over to the high school campus to train with varsity. So I was skipping the last period and a half of middle school to go train with varsity because they'd bus me over. And then I kind of knew that it was going to dictate where I went to college.
Yeah.
So I took my 5 recruiting trips, had my heart set on Florida, but they only offered me books. And I couldn't turn down the full ride at Florida State, so I ended up swimming all 4 years at Florida State, held a couple all-time school records there.
Casual.
And then I didn't make the 08 Olympic trials, and so I went to school in 07, graduated in 11, and so the 2012 Olympic trials, which my senior year, 2011, I had already qualified to compete in 5 events.
Yeah.
I had to kind of sit down and say, like, well, do I take this job offer from Merrill Lynch or E-Trade in my finance department, or do my parents offered to kind of have me come live at home and they'd support me for the year so that I could experience that and look back when I'm 45 and say, that was cool. You know, I got up there in front of 17,000 people, which is a lot for swimming because typically you don't see that many unless it's Michael Phelps every 4 years.
Yeah, that's
it
a lot
was
for
a full
anyone.
stadium in Omaha. So swam those 4 events, and then that was the last competitive lap of my career in 2012. And then 2016, I go on The Bachelorette and I'm labeled former competitive swimmer, when I hadn't swum a lap in 45
But
years.
it's a cool job title. You don't see that.
It's a character role.
Yeah. They do
needed
that.
a jock.
They're like, oh,
Yeah.
what's something cool
You
that
have
we
4
can put here?
degrees, but we're gonna put your sport background on there.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith and do what you're passionate about, as opposed to taking like like this is the safe route, I'm gonna stick to a job.
I was so thankful after the fact that my parents had offered me that alternative route, because at the time I was headstrong on, you know, sitting down at a desk job and starting, because I was a poor college kid.
Yeah,
right?
no, exactly.
I was like, I want to make real money.
When we come out of college, it's like,
all right,
okay,
let's sit
I'm
down.
scared, I need
it's
to
a
make
job,
money.
but I need money. And then I just kind of spent the next year at home with mom, dad. My little sister was still there, and I just trained.
That's amazing.
Yeah. My best place was 12th, I think, 14th at trials. Only top 2 make it. But
crazy.
in an era where you're swimming against Phelps and Lochte, it's like, well,
it's like,
it's a little hard, right? It's like women having to play in the same era as Venus and Serena. It's just like
12th and 14th is crazy.
Yeah, it's great.
How many people competed in that?
I think about 100. I think about 70 make the cut per event. Because the cuts are fast, and they'll take anyone who makes it. So only the top 70 from the country made it. So that puts me 14th in the country.
Insane.
It's not bad, right?
That's so good.
Swimming's not a massive sport, but it's big every 4 years.
I can't even, like, breathe to the side. Like, I am not
It's
a
hard.
swimmer.
You have no idea.
I can like breaststroke a little bit.
You see those things about Phelps eating like 20,000 calories a day. I was eating a large pizza 4 times a week.
Because you're expending so much energy.
5 hours a day staring at the bottom of the pool back and forth, not talking to anyone. You
That
sing a
is
lot of
true.
songs in your head.
You think a lot.
Oh yeah.
You're like, I have to do this. This is going on. Blah blah.
So,
life.
Yeah, it's
adulting.
not the easiest. But great sport.
Well, thank you so much for coming on my show.
course.
I really appreciate it. Everyone, be sure to check out all of Robby's information linked in the bio, as well as the Rebella website. Give this video a big thumbs up and hit subscribe. Bye guys.
See you guys.